pray that everyone is doing well. Ooh-wee, this has been a excuse me, as I stole a piece of candy before I got on here. And that coughing is, you're not supposed to eat a piece of candy before you get on here. That's what that is. I know y'all didn't know, but that's what it was. Yeah. And that little peanut is trying to get lodged in my little throaty throat. So yeah, I tried to sneak a taste before I got on. That's what I did. I stuck my hand in a bowl. Yes. Oh my gosh. And so I'm glad y'all are here tonight. I do want to share something with you right quick. I've been on this tangent. I think I've probably done a reel. I've done an email. I've done a podcast. I got some. Anyway, I've used one piece of content and turned it into 4 or 5 different things. The exact same information. It's a whole vibe. I'm telling you. You have what you, and the context of the information is what propelled me. Didn't make me, but propelled me to do all those things with it. I got one word. I wrote it on a piece of paper. This is the piece of paper. I got it. You can't see it. But I jotted down the thoughts that I was getting. And I've turned those thoughts into 4 or 5 different pieces of things. I'm saying all that to say, when God gives you something, He gives you something for you to use, not for other people. And the context was that it's not for other people necessarily and how they respond. It's more so for you and how you build up your relationship with Him and what you do with it. And I have utilized those scratchy marks that I made and turned it into 5 different, probably 5 if I think about it. 4, I'll say 4 for sure. 4 different pieces of content that go to different places that some of y'all don't even see. And I'm gonna turn it into something else. And so God gives you more than what you, more than we allow ourselves to see that we have. And the whole premise of the notes that God gave me was how people respond to you is not relevant. How people react to you is not relevant. Or whether they respond or react to you is not even relevant to the relationship, the relationship that you're supposed to have with Him. So what is it that you do with what you have in your hands will determine what you get out of it. We just want, we want off it, meaning even God, listen, God talks to everybody. He wouldn't be who He is if He's not talking to everybody. But some people are maxing out what He's saying, and some people are forgetting what He said. So no matter what it is, where your area of expertise is in the body, because everybody has an area. Even if your area is folding paper, you're the best paper folder like ever, and God called you to folding paper, and you're not folding paper, and you're not teaching other people how to fold paper, and you don't have a stack of paper in your house, you're not collecting paper. That makes no sense. If God called you, now this is how far we don't think that God is. We think God only calls us to the box. But if He called you to fold in paper, and you not collecting paper from all over the world, I don't believe He called you to. I don't believe it, because you're not even folding paper in your quiet time. You ought to be folding everything. Every time you turn around, boy, I can't lay nothing down. Every time I turn around, you folding something. That's called manifestation. Every time I turn around, you're not supposed to fold foil. No, we're not folding foil, but you folding foil too. So if folding is what he called you to do, and you not folding every time you turn around, getting into other people's business at their house, folding their stuff, at the workplace, folding stuff. If you not at the grocery store folding stuff and it's not even your product, you don't even work there, yet you folding it, that tells me, oh, you know what you called to. You feel what I'm saying? And so the information that God was sharing with me was that from that angle, no matter what it is that I gave to you, you're supposed to multiply it, whatever it is. It's up to us to decide that what God has given us is important enough that it's supposed to change how we function every day. And we're supposed to have a manifestation of what we say that he said to us. And if we don't have proof of that, I beg to differ. I mean, I have questions about, did he say it? Because ain't no way in the world you gonna come in my space and not find no sewing books. Listen, I was collecting and this is the thing. I had a problem as a younger woman thinking that God called someone to sew. I'm here to tell you, I no longer think that way. But for many years, I could not get away from it. I've been doing it all my life. Right. So that means that's a seed in me. How do I maximize the seed that's in me and make it a God thing? It was always a God thing. I never saw it that way in the beginning. But now, say less, I know how to utilize what I am and find the God gene in it and pull it out. That means if I can master it with sewing, and it has nothing to do with, and this is the thing, it has nothing to do with none of y'all. That part of me, you're not a part of that. So that means even those that are close to you, most times will never be a part of what God intended for you to be. We look for, my whole point, one of the points is that we look for support close by, and we look for support from people who we have an expectation from. They are not your support. You know who don't support me? None of y'all. Y'all are not in one of my classes. You never have been. Well, Kathy, I take that back. You have, Kathy. But none of anything I've done in that, you've never been a part of that. So that means even though you're close to me, you cannot be a supporter of mine. So I can't be disappointed that you're not supporting that part of me. So what I want to encourage you to do is find that space that God has. Find the space and locate the seed. Find the space and locate the seed of what God has put in you, and allow God to permeate what you're doing to where a manifestation can come from what you and him are creating. Because everything you do, everything you do is supposed to be because you have him and not because he's watching you. See, we try to, and I'm going to get off of this and get in the real deal. We try to do things so God can say we're proud of us. He's more proud if you do it because you have him. He empowers you. He should empower you because you have him and not because you're doing it for him. I know. We've been doing stuff for the Lord. As you should. Everything you should do is unto the Lord. But you should do it also more so because you have him. It'll never die. Be encouraged, saints, y'all. Be encouraged.